primarily using the overhook. All right, so he's trying to pass, and I'm using my overhook offensively in the course of him trying to pass. This is important because when he has the underhook, he's confident that he can pass and hold me down. So this is why it's significant that I'm using the overhook. And the first thing we're going to do, though, just to get things moving with the overhook, is have him working from here where he gets his posture and he backs away. He's pushing down my hip, my leg, and backs away. So I'm going to sit up with him and scoot in and get this overhook. All right. Now the first thing he's going to do is he knows that this underhook means he can pass on this side and come around. He's expecting to hold me down like this. All right. And that's a very reliable pass. So what I'm going to do from here is he presses that knee, and as he goes, once I'm moving, I'm sitting up, I'm going to scoot out and insert my foot right here like this. My left foot inside his right knee. And then as he steps his left leg over my leg, comes around like this, he still thinks he can pass. All right? And holding this overhook, I'm going to dive my head inside here. Let's say you can do it on your foot or you can do it down on your knee. All right? Either way, I can dive for this leg, and now pushing off with my right foot on the mat, I'm going to pull him over me and I'm going to elevate like this and come up. So I've actually baited him to pass, and he walked into a sweep. Mainly because of the overhook clamping down on his arm so he can't post his right arm, and because of my left foot inside of his leg to elevate him. Most people, when they get an elevator, if I get a left elevator, people think they can only elevate him that way. So this sort of takes that and changes the direction because my left foot is the elevator, but I'm bringing him over my left shoulder. Sometimes when you're first learning the sweep, it's hard to visualize. So when he backs away, I've got to stick to him. All right, I post my arm, I move my hip, and I've got to get, it might be in the course of him passing that I get this foot inside his leg. All right? But I'm going to dive for that. If he actually posted his leg, I can actually dive for the ankle too and still get him. But I've got to pull him into me, and I elevate. And then I turn my hips. I keep the leg, and I keep the arm. So notice I'm controlling him at opposite corners. Right shoulder, left hip. And that brings me over. When you get a good sweep like this, it feels like the two of you are halves of the same wheel rolling together. So as he goes over, he's bringing you up on top. That's why it's so crucial not to let go of the leg. But we're going to do this in two stages. The first, and then at the end of this whole series I'm showing on the overhook as he tries to pass, I want to throw some finishes out there. But the second sweep in this series is like this. When he backs away, and he's coming around, I got my foot inside, but instead of going for that leg, I just hold his wrist. And you notice that if I prevent him from posting his arm out here as he comes through to pass, because he's pushing on my knee, I can push on that wrist through his legs, and I can elevate him over. And I've got to come up to mount though, because he still has the underhook, which means if I come up to side control, he's going to bump me and come right up behind me again, and I got to whizzer and deal with him on that level. So whenever you elevate someone and they have the underhook, you generally have to mount. Otherwise, they're gonna bump you off and try to come up to your back. That underhook still matters. So this is sweep number 2. He backs away. I've got my overhook, and I inserted my foot. My left foot is inside his leg, and we're fighting here like this. I'm blocking him, and then I change where my hand is to his wrist. He's driving over me like this, putting his weight on my chest to hold me down as he's trying to pass. All right, but I'm pushing on his wrist, and then I can pull on this overhook, and I can elevate like this, and then I step over and come up to mount. So it's a lower amplitude, usually lower amplitude elevator, but it takes advantage of the fact that his head is down and his hips are up. If you push on that wrist as you're pulling on the overhook, you can roll him over, in this case, my right shoulder. Usually to get a good elevator, I need the underhook. But in this case, I'm pulling it off with an overhook. If you had a gi, you could also grab the belt. And grabbing the belt from behind also gives you a good pull on his hips. But you can still, like I said, you can still pull it off with the overhook. You just got to time it well, make sure that foot is inside to elevate him as you push on the wrist.